Welcome to Hiking 101, Chapter 2, your legs. Actually, your waist down to your ankles. You get the drift. Alright, let's talk about some clothing and gear that you're going to need for your hike. Now, I've separated this out into two different categories. First category is things you're commonly going to be wear as you hike. The second category is called camp clothes. When you're hiking, you're going to be generating a lot of heat. And as you're hiking, you're going to be wearing the least amount of clothes because you're going to be so friggin' hot, basically. For example, you're probably going to be wearing shorts, especially if you're doing steep terrain, down to 40 degrees, just because you're going to be generating that much heat. So let's start from the beginning. Let's start from the underwear. This is cotton underwear. Don't do it. And if you want to do it, good luck. What you really want to be doing is, again, synthetics. You're going to be hearing this a lot in my videos, synthetic, 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 with the exception of down. We're going to get into down later on in this episode. This is actually some long underwear. You can use short underwear as well. I have a problem of getting thigh rash on the trail, and what I've actually gotten was a pair of Under Armour long briefs, and this has actually eliminated my thigh rash just because it covers longer. And when I'm rubbing, I'm not rubbing skin to skin, I'm rubbing synthetic to synthetic, so it helps me out. So, go synthetic. Now let's go on to the pants or shorts. You'll see out there are what's called a combination or convertible pants, which are pants that go from regular pants and they can zipper off into shorts. These are pretty good. I would actually suggest not going straight synthetic, like all nylon, all polyester, only because if you're wearing these by the fire and an ember pops from the fire and lands on your pants, you're going to get a burn hole right through them. So what I suggest are getting pants that are actually a blend of cotton, because cotton can actually take a bit of abuse. So these are actually 70% polyester, 30% cotton. I've had these by the fire, and these actually held up pretty well. That's pretty much it. This is basically what most people bring, because you can actually convert these from shorts to pants. So when you get back, you get to the camp, put the pants on, you feel nice and toasty. Another option is what's called a kilt. Yes, a kilt. I'm going to say it again. A kilt. You've got to be a sexy son of a bitch to pull this off. Luckily, I am such a guy. These are actually more comfortable than wearing shorts because they create more ventilation. Remember what I said, when you're hiking, you're going to be needing the least amount of clothing because you'll be generating so much heat. These 40 degrees and up allow airflow to come in and keeps you cool. And they're a nice fashion statement, to be honest. These are Mountain Hardwear's El Camino, or El Commando, I forget the name. Pretty lightweight. So that's another option you have as far as clothing for your legs. Going on into winter, you probably want to be going into something that's a little more heavy duty. And actually these have fleece lined. So it has a base layer built in. What a base layer is, especially when you get into colder weather, a base layer is an article of clothing that is next to your skin that begins your insulating properties. Usually it's going to be a synthetic. I actually highly recommend wool. The difference is Under Armour, for example. I wore an Under Armour heat gear on probably 30-degree day. And when I stopped hiking and the cold air hit my base layer, it actually chilled me a little bit. Now, I went to the same temperature wearing a wool base layer, and as the cold air hit it, I didn't get chilled. So to be honest, wool has more insulating properties, and I would actually steer towards that. I would spend the extra money and buy like a smart wool garment as for a base layer, as opposed to using some sort of Under Armour. But that's just me personally. It's all up to you. I'm just trying to help you out. Sticking with base layer, I'll show you what one looks like. This is a Smart Wool midweight, and these are good for late fall, early spring, and even winter as one of your layers for winter clothing. This is synthetic. I forget who makes this. Duo Fold. Again, this is a midweight. This actually feels more durable. It's thicker than this. The other pros versus synthetic base layer is that wool does not get stinky. This does get stinky really quick. So after a day or two, this reeks. After a day or two, this doesn't reek as much. It'll reek a little bit, but not as much as this. So that's why I kind of steer my friends, anybody who asks me, towards more wool-based clothing as far as base layers are concerned. Now, if it's raining, chances are you're going to probably need what's called rain pants. These are Gore-Tex. You can get other versions. I actually, since I've started using Kilt for hiking, I don't use this. Actually, I think I forgot to bring it out. Give me one moment.